Up in your division halfway through the season is outstanding. Their defense has played really great. The offense has been opportunistic, and that's basically all you can say about it. But I'm hoping against hope that they can continue.
Welcome back, everybody. Marvin Jackson here, along with Lou Holder, Donna Hopkins, and Mike Richman. It was great catching up with Roy Jefferson and many others last week on Alumni Day at FedEx Field. Interesting words from Jefferson. What do you think, Mike?
Well, the man is so well-spoken, and whenever he expresses himself about the current day Redskins, you have to respect what he's saying. I mean, he was an all-pro in his playing days, so, and I think he has a really good handle on what's going on today. Right. I really like him. I mean, he's always been a tremendous help in terms of whether it's analyzing current day or a lot of the historical aspect of the Redskins, which I've interviewed him a number of times about.
Mm-hmm. And Alumni Day, how do you feel about that as an historian?
I think the Alumni Day this year was the event I went to 2 nights
That's
before.
Right. You and
Alumni
Donna,
Day. We
right?
both were there.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was such a tremendous event. I mean, there were so many former Redskins there. I mean, it was just burgundy and gold all over the place. It was very well done. We actually agree on that, and the players are having a great time.
It's good to see everybody come back. You know, to see the history, and you know, not knowing that if you'll see the same people year after year, because I remember there was a couple of years where I used to see Darryl Green and Art Monk come every year, you know, maybe because of things going on, but you know, and to see them bring out the Hall of Famers in the cars, I mean, it's really cool, you know, not just for people, historians, but people who love, you know, the glory days, and just, you know, even seeing Clinton.
And I guess everybody has favorite memories, too.
Yeah.
It was great, because one player that hadn't been back in a long time was Dave Butts.
Yeah.
And when I saw him, I was like, oh my gosh, there goes Dave Butts.
Yeah.
And like Lou and Mike said, that to see the tradition of when you covered them at one point, and they went to the Super Bowls, you went to the Super Bowls and the playoffs with them, and to bring them back for some of the players, because I know Sherry Barris that works for Channel 4, she said, I don't even know these guys, and I started to explain some of the, you know, tell her about some of the players and who they were and when they were winning. So it was great for some of those people who weren't here during those times.
And to see Bobby Beathard get his ring, and to see
Finally.
all the players that he actually brought into that team around him. I mean,
this was his weekend.
It was a lot
really
of love,
chilling.
too. A lot of love.
Bobby Beathard got his Hall of Fame ring this weekend. That was very nice to see. But also to see the camaraderie among those players. And you have to credit Bruce Allen for a lot of this now. I mean, he's restored a lot of the connection between the alumni and the organization itself, which really didn't exist before he came. And so I think a lot of the players appreciate that. And for me personally, I mean, it's just like reliving my youth.
Exactly.
And he leaves the other part to Doug Williams.
That's good.
Exactly.
So, and I think Doug's doing a pretty good job.
I think the Alex Smith acquisition.
Great guys after injuries.
He's doing good.
Peterson.
I think Alex Smith was all Doug Williams.
Yeah, it was.
Doug, he told me in the off season, you know, I really like the guy. Seen a lot of him, and yeah, I think they were happy to have him over Kirk.
One thing I wanted to talk about, I think you wanted to talk about Gruden as a coach right now. A lot of people are saying, okay, well, maybe this could be it if he doesn't make the playoffs. You know, what do you have to say about that?
Well, I've thought that all along. I mean, this is his 5th year, and he's had one playoff appearance, and that was a 9-7 team. I said before the season, he's got to make the playoffs this year, or else he's gone.
What is it about him that people don't seem to be happy?
It's the mediocrity in his career, including through the first 10 games of this season. He's a .466 winning percentage. That's not going to cut it in the NFL today.
But didn't they just do his extension?
Right, but there's got to be some way that they can finagle out of that. I mean, I know they gave him the 2-year extension, but there's got to be some way where they're not committed to that after 5 years. 5 years that was the initial contract. And after 5 years, if you have one playoff appearance in the NFL, and that was a 9-7 season.
Exactly.
you've got to do better than that as an NFL
lot
coach.
better.
I think what people are most frustrated with Jay Gruden is his lack of changing up. You know, because we've seen one of the best to ever do it in Joe
Making
Gibbs,
adjustments.
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Making adjustments at halftime is something that an NFL coach, it's got to be like in your job description.
Joe Gibbs spoiled us.
Yeah, and sometimes he stays with stuff way too long, and I think that's why. I mean, and if you're up in the stands and you see this, it's like, how does he not see it, right? Like, you've got to have a plan A, B, and C, because he has a lot of weapons, but sometimes I think he just gets stuck on, you know.
And could I just throw this in? Sean McVay. I just cannot not mention him.
Why?
She's all over Sean McVay.
No, because this is a guy in 2 years
in our
that has
building.
really built that Rams team into something special.
He was in our building.
Yeah,
Right.
and the thing about it is, look at his
called into
offense
the show.
and what he does with his offense.
Well, the point I made to you before is, I mean, you can inherit a lot of great players, but at the same time, you've got to be a great coach.
You still have to know how to
Okay,
handle
and
it.
he obviously is showing that he has the talent to be a great coach.
And he's turned a quarterback that was not good into a good quarterback
yeah.
out there
Right.
now.
In one
But that
season.
was Sean McVay.
The other thing about Jay Gruden is he just looks at times like he's like a deer in headlights out there. He's just he's not focused on the big picture. And game management, we've touched on this. Timeout calls, just things are not adding up all the time. Now,
just
with
the
that
offense in
said,
general.
you know, as we speak, they're 6-4. Okay, you can't necessarily fault him for that.
Nope, I
Okay?
sign up for that.
Okay,
Yeah.
they're on the winning track right
Yep,
now.
I sign up for
okay,
that.
and they're in an NFC East that's certainly winnable this year.
I don't hate Jay Gruden. I just think that he could improve.
On his offense, yes.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
I don't think we need a different coach. I think this coach needs to get better at the stuff he does, because you go out there and you say we need a new coach.
And it may be like this. But
Exactly. We had it in our building and we let it go.
We let that one go.
I wouldn't be too quick for change, because
But it could be like this. Okay, when Joe Gibbs came in and he was running the offense himself, but he saw that was a little bit too much, and he was able to change because he brought in Bugle and some of the other people to run the offense along with him. So maybe that needs to happen, where you don't do it all yourself.
But with that point made, I don't want to say that even after 5 years, if he doesn't make the playoffs this year, that, we've got to rebuild again. I think 5 years is a very good measurement in terms of how good an NFL coach is.
Well, ask some of those other coaches that leave
Exactly.
in 3 years.
All right, so
Marvin,
the Chiefs and Rams. Oh my goodness!
I mean, he's been there. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
But let's talk about the Chiefs and Rams. Was that
We
the
just did,
future,
Sean
the
McVay.
future,
Just
the
did.
future of the NFL right there? I mean,
That's exciting ball.
That's exciting football, right?
Do you want to know a very good way to look at this game? That was the 4th time this season a team has scored at least 40 points in a game and has lost.
The numbers.
Yeah, there you go. We didn't even think about the numbers. We throwing out the numbers.
We can't hang with that. man.
That's why I was so great at math. I took Math 101.
All right, since you want to talk numbers, let's talk Lamar Jackson over in Baltimore. We got a lot of Baltimore fans that tune in. Is that
That's not going to
something?
happen.
That's not the
That's not going to
future.
happen
It's
every
not
year.
going to happen.
He's going down pretty
So
soon.
talk
It
to
does
him.
not last in the NFL.
Say, look into the camera and tell the Baltimore
A running
fans.
quarterback does not last in the NFL. The defenses are too fast. They're too smart. It's not
And
going to
we
happen.
saw it here with Robert Griffin III.
Yes.
Sooner or later,
Right.
somebody's going to catch him.
Roberts is backup.
This guy's a bigger guy. He's a little bigger than RG3. I give him that.
But I'm
In terms of
excited to
taking a
see where it
beating.
could go.
Yeah, because
with
he's
him.
going to be their future, probably.
Yeah, I'm excited to see where it's going to go, but he can't run like that every
So
week.
he's going to have to learn how to pass and stay in the pocket.
Well, they better learn how to run the ball. And run the ball.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Bowie State, we saw them.
Yeah.
They're on a championship run. They'll play Valdosta State in Georgia this week in the second round of the NCAA Division II playoffs. So good luck to them.
Yes,
Yeah.
good luck.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, this is it. We are out of time.
Already?
We had fun, though.
Stimulating discussion.
We could have talked some more. Thanks, Lou and Donna, as
They
always.
better win this week.
And thanks to Mike Richman,
Happy
our
to be here.
historian.
Thank you, Marvin.
Yeah, all right. Also, thanks to the Washington Redskins cheerleaders for letting us spend time with them recently. I'm Marvin Jackson. See you next time on the Sideline. And you too.